Imagine this. You're floating in the ocean, not near the surface, but far, far below it. Not just a little deep, but thousands of meters down where no human naturally belongs. There's no sunlight, no blue water, no sense of direction. Just darkness so complete, it feels like it's wrapping around you, closing in from every side. And the deeper you go, the heavier everything feels, like the ocean itself is pressing against you. And then something moves, not close enough for you to clearly see it, but just enough to notice a shift, a shadow where there should be nothing, a presence in a place that should feel empty. And suddenly, you realize something that changes everything. You're not alone down there. Here's what makes that thought even more unsettling. We've explored less than 10% of our oceans. That means over 90% of deep-sea creatures are still completely unknown to us, not studied, not documented, not understood. And the ones we have discovered, they don't look normal. They don't look familiar. They don't even look like they belong to Earth. They look like something from a completely different world. And by the end of this video, I'm going to show you something scientists found that still doesn't have a clear explanation. Why deep-sea creatures evolved so differently. The deep ocean is one of the harshest environments on this planet. Temperatures drop close to freezing, even near underwater volcanoes. Pressure becomes so intense that it could crush most surface-level equipment instantly. And sunlight? It disappears completely after just a few hundred meters, which means everything below that exists in permanent darkness. So for deep-sea creatures to survive there, they had to evolve in ways that seem almost impossible. But here's where things get interesting. They didn't just adapt slightly. They evolved in extreme, almost unbelievable ways. Some creatures developed transparent bodies, making them nearly invisible. Others evolved massive eyes, capable of detecting the faintest traces of light. And some abandoned sight altogether, relying on vibrations, pressure changes, or chemical signals to hunt. It's like evolution in the deep sea took a completely different path. A path where survival mattered more than appearance. The anglerfish, a trap you can't escape. The anglerfish is one of the most famous deep-sea creatures, but also one of the most misunderstood. At first glance, it looks strange, even a little exaggerated. But once you understand how it hunts, it becomes something else entirely. In the deep ocean, light is rare. So rare that even the smallest glow becomes irresistible. And that's exactly what the anglerfish uses. It has a glowing lure attached to its head, created through bioluminescence. It doesn't chase prey, it waits, perfectly still, hidden in the darkness. And when another creature sees that light, it moves closer, curious, drawn in, completely unaware. And then, in a fraction of a second, the anglerfish strikes. Its jaws snap shut instantly, leaving no chance to escape. But the most disturbing part isn't the hunt, it's the reproduction. The male anglerfish is tiny compared to the female. When he finds her, he bites onto her body, and slowly, over time, he fuses with her. His organs dissolve. His independence disappears, until he becomes nothing more than a permanent extension of her body. That's not just strange. That's one of the most extreme survival strategies ever discovered. The goblin shark, speed you can't predict. The goblin shark doesn't rely on deception. It relies on something much faster, something almost mechanical. At first, it looks like a strange version of a typical shark, but that illusion doesn't last long. Because when it hunts, everything changes. Its jaw doesn't just open. It launches forward, extending outward from its face like a spring-loaded trap. And it happens so fast, most prey never even sees it coming. One moment they're swimming freely, the next moment they're gone. But here's what makes this creature even more fascinating. It's been around for over 100 million years. It survived massive extinction events. It lived through changes that wiped out countless other species, which means its design, its hunting method, its structure is nearly perfect. Nature found something that works and never needed to change it. Bioluminescent creatures, the ocean's hidden language in the deep ocean. Light isn't just useful, it's everything. And many deep-sea creatures have evolved the ability to create their own. This is called bioluminescence. But it's not just about glowing for visibility. It's about survival, communication, and control. Some creatures use light to attract prey, like a signal in the darkness. Others use flashes of light to confuse predators, creating sudden distractions. And some use it in a much more advanced way. They blend into their environment. For example, certain fish produce light along their underside to match the faint light from above. So if something looks up at them, they disappear completely. But here's the part most people don't realize. These creatures can control their light, the intensity, the pattern, even the timing, which means the deep ocean isn't just dark. It's filled with signals, messages, and movements we can't even detect. The black swallower, a dangerous gamble. Survival in the deep sea isn't easy. Food is rare, opportunities are limited. So when something appears, you take the chance. The black swallower takes that idea to the extreme. It can consume prey larger than its own body. Its jaw stretches wide, far beyond what seems possible. Its stomach expands massively, almost like a balloon, allowing it to store an entire meal that could last for days or even weeks. But here's the risk. Sometimes the prey is too large. It begins to decompose before digestion is complete. Gas builds up inside the fish, and eventually it loses control, floating toward the surface, unable to survive. It's a powerful reminder. In the deep ocean, every advantage comes with a serious cost. Creatures we've only seen once now. This is where things become truly mysterious. There are deep-sea creatures that scientists have only encountered once, not twice, not occasionally, just once. One sighting, one recording, one moment. And then nothing. No follow-up, no confirmation, no explanation. Imagine discovering a completely new species, something no human has ever seen before, and then never seeing it again. It raises a question that scientists still struggle with. Are these creatures extremely rare, or are they living in environments so deep, so hidden, that we simply can't reach them? Because if we've explored so little of the ocean, there's no telling how many creatures are still out there. Why the ocean still terrifies scientists. The deep ocean isn't just unknown. It's unpredictable. And that's what makes it so fascinating and so unsettling. We've mapped other planets more clearly than our own ocean floor, which means every deep-sea exploration mission comes with uncertainty. Scientists don't always know what they're going to find, and sometimes what they discover doesn't make sense. New species appear regularly, creatures with features that challenge our understanding of biology, and sometimes behaviors that don't match anything we've studied before. This is why deep ocean exploration is both exciting and intimidating, because every answer leads to more questions. The unexplained sounds from below. Now, this next part is where things get even more unsettling. Scientists have recorded sounds deep in the ocean that don't match any known source. These aren't small noises. They're massive, powerful, low-frequency sounds that travel across entire oceans. Some of them are louder than whales. And yet, they don't match whale patterns. They don't match submarines. They don't match earthquakes. So what's causing them? That's the mystery. Some researchers believe these sounds could come from undiscovered deep-sea creatures. Creatures large enough, powerful enough, to create signals we've never heard before. And if that's true, then something enormous could be moving through the deep ocean, without us ever seeing it. The Mariana Trench, the deepest unknown. At the very bottom of the ocean lies the Mariana Trench, the deepest known point on Earth. Nearly 11 kilometers below the surface, The pressure there is extreme, far beyond anything humans can naturally survive. And yet, life exists. Strange, delicate-looking organisms, somehow adapting to conditions we barely understand. But here's what makes this truly fascinating. We've barely explored it. Only a few missions have ever reached the bottom, which means most of it remains untouched, unseen, and whatever lives there could still be completely unknown. The encounter that still has no answer, remember that moment from the beginning? That movement in the darkness? There's something scientists encountered that still hasn't been fully explained. During a deep-sea mission, a remote vehicle captured something unusual. A large shape, moving just beyond visibility. Not clearly defined, not matching any known species. It didn't behave like anything expected. It moved slowly, deliberately, as if it was aware of its surroundings. And then, it disappeared. In 2023, a remotely operated vehicle captured footage of something large moving just beyond visibility. It didn't match any known species. It was aware of the camera. And then it was gone. No official explanation was ever released. The ocean isn't just unexplored. It's being kept that way. The footage exists, but no clear explanation was ever given. And sometimes, what isn't explained says more than what is. The deep ocean isn't just mysterious. It's a completely different world. A world where deep-sea creatures evolve in ways that feel impossible, where darkness hides more than we can imagine, and where the deeper you go, the less we truly understand. And that thing from the beginning, that movement in the darkness, there's a very real chance we haven't discovered it yet. If this opened your mind to the reality of deep-sea creatures, then you'll definitely want to watch the next video where we break down real mysterious ocean creatures caught on camera. And if you made it this far, like the video, subscribe, and tell me, would you ever explore the deep ocean, knowing what might be waiting down there?